Hopefully we get to hear more of Chris's rantings on the RV, which I'm sure will happen if we put a camera in front of him. Need Paul? No. How long will the RV merch be available for? Probably a week after the RV, so it'll probably be right until the end of the month, like 29th, 28th, I think. So go to cdawgva.com if you want to get it now. Love Chris going off. Chris did go crazy, and the clip did numbers. I think like across like all the clips, it's like over 1 million views. People are like, yeah, we're glad. Everyone's favorite reactor, Asmund Gold, reacted to it as well. Which I didn't watch it, but I heard that his take was mid, which does tend to happen. Yeah. React to a react. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of went dumb right away. When is the RV? On the 18th, so 4 days from now. Reactception. Missed both takes. I mean, look, the problem is that as well, when you take clips, depending on which part you take, that's what you take away with, right? When there was a, what, 30-minute conversation? And all the clips are different lengths. I was getting some flack for saying nothing at all. I was like, what? People were like, man, Connor's such a brown noser. I'm like, what? What did I say? I was so confused. I was like, I'm sorry, I was a brown noser for agreeing with Chris and adding to his points. I was like, what? I was like, what the heck? I didn't even make it. On the VOD, it was, some people were like accusing me so much of of like appeasing. They were like, man, Connor, man, you fucking changed, bro. You want collabs so bad. I'm like, I want collabs? What? The only guy I want collabs with is Ludwig, Peter, and Iron Mouse. They're the only people I collab with, and Chris, obviously. I was very confused by that, because I was like, what? Because I have some friends, I'm like, cloud chaser? I was like, god damn, all right, shit, okay. Because I didn't say as harsh words as Chris. It was great. I don't know, it's just frustrating, because you're like, why are people jumping to conclusions here? But then again, that's how it is. So. And like, I think it's important when you have discussions like this to be like, all right, okay, if you have something to say, criticizing someone, there should be like some counter argument or some kind of point to build upon it and to give it more weight. I think that you need to have some kind of like, obviously it's great that Chris can go like fucking guns, balls to the wall with his argument, which is great. It was very funny to listen to. But I think you also need to like add some nuance to it to make, you know, and Chris is like, fuck this guy. He's faking charity. It's like, okay, now let's look at like, let's bring up, you know, how to add to that to explain why you could be perceived as taking advantage of charitable acts. Because I also think that, you know, me and Chris both do charitable stuff. So I think it's important to make sure that when you're talking about this stuff that you are very clearly explaining it so you don't come off as a hypocrite. Very, very unfortunate though that obviously what people want most of the time is that they want us to just drag people, because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. They just want to see us drag people and not add any nuance to it. So it's, you know, it's a shame that they just want to see people go crazy. But that's just not how I do it. That's not my style. Like, my style is not to just like rinse someone without you know, making sure that I'm understood on where I stand. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. We're all adults. Well, you'd think that. But it's frustrating, because then when you take that stance, you're seen as like, someone's like, wow, you're really like bootlicking. It's like, what? Have you never like listened to anyone in your life? Is this why we are collapsing as a society? Because we can't discern information? You'd assume. And also, one other thing that I tend to do, and I think most of you know this, especially if you're here right now within the first 20 minutes of the stream, is that I think it's pretty obvious that I'm generally drama adverse. I find that my job and what I do is not really improved by me getting into drama. And there's often a lot of times when I feel like there are a lot of things on Twitter that I see that I'm like, oh man, I would love to say something right now. Like, I would love to slam dunk on this random tweet that I saw You know, and maybe I would have done that like 2-3 years ago, but nowadays I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like what I am trying to do is helped by me doing this. And my personal opinions on every single micro drama is not helpful to what ultimately the content that I'm trying to make, which is, you know, I'm trying to hang out with my boys. I'm trying to make some cool gaming videos, you know, and I think that like, I don't have the energy to get involved with that. And so most drama, you know, obviously I might have strong opinions on it, but I just don't feel like I need to get involved with it. And I also feel like, I don't know if this is just me, generally, I will just not want to interact or like go near creators that are so willing to jump into everything. I just feel like it's like a bad sign of character, I think, if you're willing to take every single drama that comes up and get involved with it. I think that you're just someone with energy that you are wasting in a negative way that doesn't help anyone. But look, the problem is that some people absolutely need to be called out. I just don't think that unless it's directly involving me a lot of the time that I need to get involved. It is what it is. There are other channels that is their entire business model, is getting involved with everything. You know, but this stuff can get very messy. Information changes quite a lot. You know, even, you know, Lud has Mogul Mail, and even that has changed quite a lot, right? I mean, you look at why that's changed a lot. Because a lot of the time these stories aren't so straightforward. And if you get information wrong, it just looks bad on you. And then you're like, okay, why did, you know, I didn't need to jump into that drama fast. You know, there's a lot of things to consider with this, but it's very tough. And unfortunately, the internet is not a place where nuance can be had. Welcome, Paul. Me and Paul have been trying to get the gear list ready. This is why today's probably gonna be the last stream before the RV, because I need to spend all the other days getting ready. The world is so messy. Ultimately, you know, if you're looking for drama and spicy takes on it, unfortunately, my streamers are not it. You know, like I'm not a lot of the time not going to do that. Occasionally, I'll come out with something, and I'm British. I can't help but make fun of people in snide ways. But generally, if you want a play-by-play breakdown of drama, it's just not really going to happen here. And that's just how it is. Yeah, trash taste. Yeah, trash taste. I'll get into it if it comes up. But I mean, to say that like I'm the only thing that really frustrated me is people were like, wow, he goes to LA once and like he's a brown noser just trying to be friends with everyone. I'm like, what the fuck? Very, very willing to not be friends with someone if they're a dick. But I also just make friends easily. But I also have, you know, as someone who has a lot of friends, I'm very I like to think that the friends I keep close are good people. But hey, it is what it is.